Vegan, victorious soldier.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Suriname, a unique blend of diverse cultures. Continue watching to find out more.
When you meet the warm-hearted people of the Republic of Suriname, you can say, Phai Tan. That means, how are you, in Sranan Tongo, the country's national language. I'm Letitia. Your vegan diet is ultimately an act of love that lets other beings live, allows beautiful souls the chance to evolve further, and blesses our planet. Sunny Suriname is thankful for your kindness. Welcome to our program, Suriname, a unique blend of diverse cultures. Located on the northeast coast of South America, Suriname is bordered by the Atlantic Ocean to the north, French Guiana to the east, Guyana to the west, and Brazil to the south. Paramaribo, the capital city, is home to approximately half of the country's population. Though the smallest country in South America, Suriname is one of the world's most diverse countries, so diverse in fact that it doesn't have a racial majority. While it's officially considered a Caribbean country, the nation is made up of a unique and beautiful blend of cultures, languages, and religious faiths that live together in peace and harmony. Suriname is home to America's Maroons of African descent, Creoles of African descent mixed with other races, Indians, Javanese of Indonesian descent, Chinese, Europeans mostly of Dutch and Portuguese descent, Lebanese, and Jews. The valuable contributions of different ethnic groups to Surinamese society are celebrated through public holidays, which include Indian Arrival Day, Javanese Arrival Day, Chinese Arrival Day, and the Day of the Maroons. Muslim and Hindu festivals are also celebrated. The Neva Shalom Synagogue in Paramaribo was established by Jewish settlers who acquired the land in 1716, making it the oldest synagogue in the Americas. It's the only synagogue in the world with a mosque next door to it. Suriname's cultural fusion is perhaps best reflected in its unique musical genre called Cacico, which is most popular among Surinamese of African descent. Cacico blends popular and folk music elements from Africa, Europe, and the Americas. It has a complex rhythm which is maintained by percussion instruments, while the melody is often played by wind instruments, including the saxophone, the trumpet, and occasionally the trombone. Songs are typically call and response, a musical style popular in Latin America and Africa, in which a lead singer calls and then a chorus responds in unison. Cacico music evolved during the 1930s, during large open-air music festivals, and was further influenced by music from Brazil, Venezuela, and the Caribbean. More recently, the availability of electric instruments has given Cacico music a more rock and roll style. The banjo has been replaced by the electric guitar, and the tuba or double bass by a bass guitar. Cacico has its roots in an older type of music called kawina, which originated in Suriname in the 1860s but has strong roots in African music. Modern kawina music is performed by an orchestra of about 10 band members on Surinamese percussion instruments. Besides the more modern cacico, Kawina music is also sometimes combined with rhythm and blues music. The Indian community in Suriname has its own musical style called Batak Gana, which has its origins in music brought to Suriname by Indian immigrants many centuries ago. Batak Gana music usually uses the harmonium, a freestanding pump organ similar to a reed organ, the dholak, a two-handed drum that originated in northern India, and a long steel rod-stock to maintain the rhythm. Most Batak Gana songs are Hindu devotional songs called bhajans, which comes from bhajanam, the Hindu word for reverence. In 1958, Ramdu Chaito, a Surinamese of Indian descent, released an album titled The King of Suriname, also known as The Star Melodies of Ramdu Chaito, which became extremely popular among Indian communities throughout the Caribbean through the migrations of the Indian community around the world. Batak Gana music has reached the Netherlands, the United States, and Canada. Another famous Batak Gana musician was Draupadi, who in 1968 debuted Let's Sing and Dance, an album of traditional wedding songs. The famous Surinamese drummer Sehadat GT supported both Draupadi and Chaito. Both Chaito's and Draupadi's songs were religious in nature, and both are still among the best-selling East Indian music albums of all time. The love for Chaito and Draupadi and their music united the East Indians of all Caribbean nations, including Suriname, Guyana, Trinidad, and Jamaica. Pious viewers will now pause for a moment to hear a brief message and return shortly. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television. Vegan, 'cause morals are a measure of a man's greatness. Welcome back to our program. The Samaraka, one of 6 Maroon groups in Suriname, has preserved a spiritual dance called seketi for centuries. The songs accompanying seketi are often composed spontaneously in a contemplative state by artists, and if the songs become popular, they may be performed in front of large audiences, often at funerals. Seketi tells stories of current events in the village, often using powerful metaphors, and many popular seketi from the past can be recalled nostalgically, along with tales from life at that time. Like music, much of Surinamese folklore also has roots in Africa, especially among the Creole and Maroon populations. Many tales emphasize the unity between all forms of life and the connectedness between the living and the spirits of the departed. A popular folk tale character, Anansi, often takes the form of a spider and plays the role of a trickster. By outsmarting humans and other more powerful opponents using his creativity and wit, he shows how it's possible to use apparent weaknesses as an advantage. Recently, the Amazon Conservation Team has partnered with the Matawai Maroon tribe to preserve their oral histories by training young people to record interviews with their elders. Besides preserving their oral traditions, some Surinamese began to write literature around the end of the 18th century, and the country has produced several famous poets and authors, especially in 20th and 21st centuries, such as James Ramlau, also known as Bai, Michael Arnold Slory, and Chitra Jardine. Suriname's diversity is also reflected in the people's dress. The most traditional attire for Surinamese of African descent is a beautiful piece of colorful cloth called a pangi, which is short for pangani. There are different types of pangi for different purposes and ceremonies, with different pangi having fashionable, social, and spiritual meanings. Girls are given pangi by their family to celebrate reaching adulthood, and brides are given pangi by their husbands at weddings. When worn by men, a pangi is called a camisa. If a man wears it over his left shoulder, covering his heart, it is a sign that he is married. His heart is taken. When a man wears a camisa over his right shoulder, it symbolizes an open heart and indicates that he is unmarried. Women can wear a pangi as a skirt, although the traditional attire of Surinamese women of African descent is a large, colorful, loose-fitting dress called a kotomis or kotomisi. Like the pangi, different versions exist for different purposes and functions, such as weddings and funerals. The koto, as it's often abbreviated, is usually accompanied by a matching head covering called anangisa. The arts and crafts of the Surinamese people have deep roots in the nearby Amazon rainforest. Maroons are particularly famous for their intricate carvings, which are often in the form of useful household implements such as stools, cabinets, and kitchen utensils. The people of Javanese descent make up the third largest ethnic group in Suriname. They have preserved their cultural identity ever since their ancestors came from Indonesia in the late 19th century. Many continue to speak Javanese, although it is somewhat different to Indonesian Javanese. Among the numerous indigenous groups in Suriname, the most populated are the Kalina or Carib, Lokono, Arawak, Trio or Tirio, Tareno, and Wayana. In recent years, to preserve and revive native culture, the Vereniging van Inheemse Dorpshoofden in Suriname, or Association of Indigenous Village Leaders, implemented various programs including celebrations for the International Day of Indigenous Peoples. Besides its friendly and creative people, Suriname is famous for its incredible tropical rainforests. The Central Suriname Nature Reserve was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2000 for its pristine tropical rainforest ecosystem and its biodiversity. Suriname's large forested area has made it carbon negative since 2014, meaning that it absorbs more carbon than it emits, thus doing its bit to reduce climate change. Open-minded viewers, we are grateful to have had your company today during Suriname, a unique blend of diverse cultures. Up next is Shining World Leadership Award for Justice recipient, Honorable Judge Elena Liberatori, Part 1 of 2, right after Noteworthy News. With our hands together, we pray with you for world peace and brotherly love. May you be forever bathed in God's grace. Vegan, let's prove that we don't want our mouths dripping with blood.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/CTAW.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule y suprememastertv.com/CTAW.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule y suprememastertv.com/CTAW
รายการของเรามีให้หลายภาษาโปรดดู suprememastertv.com/schedule และ suprememastertv.com/CTAW